Okay, so when you first get to the Weebly website, um, you're going to log in and kind of create an account. So the information on how to go through that whole process is the fourth video of this tutorial, which is how to make a portfolio. So don't worry about that yet. Let's just kind of talk about what is a portfolio and where do they live. So one of the main websites that you should know about, and it will be linked on our school website, is compassacademyhome.weebly.com. This is going to be our portfolio hub of where all of the information lives, all the student portfolios and adult portfolios live. So on the welcome page, we have a little letter that describes how to get to your portfolio, whether you're a student or an adult, and how names will be listed. And that this website was created so that you could create and digitally store all of your hard work for the school year, for each of your classes and your Compass Quest. And the main idea for why we want to have portfolios is to enable all of us to reflect on how we are growing as learners and leaders, because everybody at Compass Academy will be a learner and leader. So the next page is all about how to portfolio and some examples. So if you click on this step-by-step link, you can watch the video of how to make a portfolio. There are written directions. There's a portfolio rubric, which will be really helpful for assessing students when they first set up their rubric and making sure that they're really attending to them all year long. And then we have a student example and an adult example, and we'll come back to those in a little bit. When you click on student portfolios, you'll see a list of all of our students. Each of these buttons will eventually be linked, once our students have created their portfolios, to their portfolio page. And then we can all very easily access their work for all of their classes, for their Compass Quest, for their learner and leader plan and goals. And then there's the adult portfolios. This looks a little bit different. I actually placed the photos of the teachers and leaders for our building on their page. I'm not going to do that for students for safety purposes, but you can see all of the teachers, and there's a button that links to each teacher's website, their own portfolio, and we have all of the school leaders, and eventually we will have pictures for all the board members. But yeah, even our board members are going to make portfolios and have learner and leader plans. So let's go to an example and just kind of talk about the philosophy of why we want to have portfolios. You can see all of the pages that will be required across the top here, and each of these is a great place for us to get to know our students, to assess their work, to compare their work to other students, to keep up with where they're at on their Compass Quest. There's so many uses, and I think this is just the beginning. So the About Me page, really, like I said, it's a great way for us to get to know our students. And this can look different for every student. This is where they can put things about them that they want us to know, things that they love. Their Learner and Leader Plan page is going to house a lot of information about their Learner and Leader Plan. And when I give the tour of the student portfolio, I'll go into this in a lot more detail. But philosophically, it's a great place for students to write goals and be in charge of their learning. For their classes, they'll have a link for each of their classes. And let's just click on Language Arts. Within each class, this is where students can link their summative assessments, and this is a great place for them to keep track of their growth. They would easily be able to look at different summative writings that they've created throughout the year, or they can even post videos if they did a play or a documentary, pictures if they did some kind of piece that would be easier to link to a picture. You'll also notice this idea of goals is woven throughout. So they'll be writing a fall, winter, and spring goal, why it's important and how they're going to reach that goal. And this keeps them accountable for that. They can also put a lot of interesting things about how much they love or maybe are challenged by different content areas. So that'll look the same on all of the different classes. Then they have their Compass Quest page, which right now this is kind of bare bones, but this is where they can declare what they're going to study for their Compass Quest and keep track of all of their progress, keep track of all of their assignments, pictures of them working with their mentors, pictures of them actually making a difference in the community. And then the last piece I borrowed from the Autonomous Learner model, and this is the Lifelong Learning Treasure Chest. And this is where students can keep track of all of their favorite different things. I know I always wish that I had a list of really great quotes that I come across of, or I wonder questions I want to come back to. This is just a real place for people, you know, for students and adults alike to store those kinds of ideas. So the idea of the portfolio, the philosophy of it is it's just a really great holding place for students to keep track of who they are, who they want to become, what their goals are, how they're reaching those goals, the work that they should be proud of for each of their classes, their Compass Quest work, and then, again, the Lifelong Learning Treasure Chest. And this also becomes a really great place for students to become accountable to teachers and parents and classmates. It becomes very easy to see who's really involved in their learning and who's keeping track of it so that they can reflect on growth and who's not. It also makes it easy for turning in assignments. So if I have a Western Hemisphere Math Challenge due and there's nothing here, it becomes very apparent, like, did you turn in the work, did you not, do you need more time, you know, what is really challenging you about this class. So that also is a nice piece. Goals are always very, you know, upfront and obvious. So these will be really fun for us all to make and to be proud of, for each of us to show the world how we are growing as learners and leaders. My next tutorial will be a more specific tour of a student portfolio. So thanks for listening, and I will see you on the next tutorial.